What is going on there, guys? Flight Sim Guy here, bringing you a full flight video from Burbank to San Jose. And of course, we're going to be using the Pmdg today. We're going to be following a real flight plan here by Southwest. I believe, flight number is Southwest Airlines 4266, but we are going to be following a flight here based off Simbit World's A Pilot's Life Chapter 2. So we're going to be flying from Burbank to San Jose, and as you can see here, we have our flight number, aircraft type. We changed that to 737 because obviously we don't have the 738 yet, but we're going to be cruising at flight level 280. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let us get in the cockpit and let's go ahead and just start getting some power in here. We're going to go ahead and just turn on our batteries here. Arm the emergency exit lights. We can go ahead and just turn on the ground power now. Cool. And we're going to go ahead and turn on chimes, align our IRSs. Wait for that says on align. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and turn on hydraulic pumps. Let's go ahead and turn on one of the fuel pumps so we can start our APU as soon as possible. We do have ground power, but we want to get out of the ground here as soon as possible. And let's go ahead and program the FMC now. Cool. Let's go ahead and input our fuel in now so we could start boarding. For our fuel, we're going to be taking about 12,809 pounds. And our zero fuel weight will be at 116.5. Cool. And then now we can go ahead and start boarding. Well, our seatbelts are already on. APU bleed's already on, so we're going to go ahead and start our APU now. And we can go ahead and turn on our yaw dampers. We just go ahead and turn on the window heats now. I believe it's going to be a little warmer here, so we'll just go ahead and put our AC to cooler. Passengers. Set our AC to passengers. Alright, and we're going to be flying out of Burbank. Or KBUR. Flying out of Burbank, but cool. There we go. IRSs are aligned. From Burbank to KSJC, I believe. Yep. And I actually forgot to download our flight plan in. So we're going to go ahead and just download it into, so we can just go ahead and do a flight request, or a flight plan request. And let's do our win uplink as well. So now we can go ahead and request that. There we go. Very short flight. And I actually forgot to set our altimeter, which is 29905. Yep, there we go. I believe it does it on both sides now. Nice. We're going to load our flight plan in. And I believe APU is available now. Let's go ahead and turn that on so we can disconnect our ground power. And we're going to be flying at 280 today. And I believe our landing altitude is 62, so we can just go ahead and put that to 50. And let's just go ahead and turn our wing lights on now and our logo lights. I believe you don't really need it unless, there's really no visibility. But we'll just go ahead and turn that on for the purpose of this video. Go ahead and activate our route. We're going to be taking off on runway 15 today. And our flight number today is SWA 1098. There we go. And let's go ahead and request our berth in it. Let's go ahead and just turn on all our fuel pumps now. Okay. And I believe we could go ahead and just start closing our doors. And let's go ahead and just get rid of our ground services as well. Let's go ahead and switch our packs on. Alright, video froze there for a second. So let's go ahead and just disconnect that now. And I believe our parking brake's on, so we could remove the wheel chocks. Let's go ahead and load the perf in it. Our planned fuel is 12,809. So let's go on 12.8 here. Our plan. Oh, 12.8. Our cruise is 280. Flight level 280. Well, oh, I probably have to execute it first. There we go. And our average cruise wind will be 235 at 24 knots. Okay. And one limit. We will be taking off at a flex temp of 68 degrees. Alright. And runway wind is 190 at 08 knots. Runway slope is 1.02. Alright, and our acceleration height will be 1768. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and take off at a flaps of 10. Alright, 6.42. Go ahead and just set our trim here. I'm not sure if there's actually a faster way of doing this. I'm scrolling at the same time as well. Alright, just try to target halfway here. I should be good. Alright, we are basically ready for departure. Let's go ahead and set our speeder at 128, which is V2. Turn on our flight directors. And we'll just go ahead and set this to our cruising since we don't have ATC. At 280. Alright, let's go ahead and arm the RO throttles there. And our departure will be runway 15 via Oros, transitioning to Corsair. Execute that, and we will be arriving at runway, I believe, 30 left. Via Silicon 5, transitioning to trucks. And that's our flight plan, I believe, and that's it. Yeah, and we are ready to get going. Let's just go ahead and double check everything is on so we don't lose power as we push back here. Cool, yeah, everything is ready. Let's go ahead and request our pushback. And we're going to be facing, I believe, west? No, east. So let's go ahead and just do that right here. Almost. There we go. Let's go ahead and request that. Set that to RTO. Let's go ahead and just match our runway heading here. Just heading 155. Alright, let's go ahead and just put our strobes to ready. Turn on anti-collisions now. And I believe that should be all that we need to do. We'll go ahead and turn on probe heats. Well, technically you could just leave that to auto. We don't really need to turn it on. So let's go ahead and just switch this to... oh, there we go. Will we just click this? Yep. Start the timer here. And let's go ahead and turn off our packs. Switch this to ground. And wait for 22. Let's go ahead and switch this onto traffic. Okay, cool. Fuel idle switches. Honestly, let's go ahead and turn on our TCAS now too, because Simbit World likes to fail. Likes to fail you if you don't turn on your strobes right when you push back. So strobes are, I mean, your TCAS. Cool, and I believe we'll be stopped here in just a second. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and set our parking brakes. And I believe Engine 1 is stable. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to ground. Few idle switches. Nice. Okay, and let's go ahead and just turn it down a little bit. Alright. Everything looks good so far here. Cool. I believe we can go ahead and set the flaps once our engine stabilizes here. Everything looks good. Switch to Gen 1 and 2. Turn on packs. Actually, I have to auto. Turn off APU. Turn off APU bleeds. Turn on taxi lights. And let's go ahead and set our flaps. 1, 2, 5, 10. I believe. I think we went one more. Yep, that was right. Cool. And I think we are ready to roll as soon as our flaps come out. I believe we already set this to weather and terrain. Technically, we can't really use weather, but alright. Verify takeoff speeds, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay, we're good. Recall. Release parking brakes. And let us start taxiing. Engine spooling up. Just try to stay below ground speed of 30 here. Otherwise, Simbit World will call us out for that. Let's go ahead and get some wing views here. Yeah. It's gonna be a beautiful takeoff, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go past this runway, and we're gonna be taking a left here on Delta and then making a right on Alpha. And I'm just gonna cut off the recording here, and I'll go ahead and start the recording again once we are on the holding point. See you guys in a second. Welcome back, guys. We are not at the holding point of runway 15 here. And we'll just go ahead and verify to make sure we have everything right. Okay, so we're now going to turn on the landing lights. We can all turn off taxi lights. Switch the engine to continuous. But I believe that's about it. And we are ready to take off. Let's go ahead and get on the runway first. Come on, power up, baby. Power up. Just try to utilize as much runway as we can here. Let's start our timers. 50%. Toga. Rotating.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Let's go ahead and just control the plane here for a bit. Now switch the auto brakes to off. Turn on LNAV, VNAV. Let's go ahead and turn on the autopilot. Alright. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on. Packs are auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps we're gonna go ahead and just take care of as we climb up here. We're gonna go ahead and turn off flights. Wheel wells can now come off. And as soon as we start climbing to our speed, we can now go ahead and switch our engines back to off. Ignition. Let's go ahead and get you guys some wing views here. Yes, sir. That looks great. Alright. Take flaps off. 1 and up. Alright. Flaps up. Sending ignition back to off. Alright. Let's go ahead and get you guys some cinematic views in a second here as soon as we take care of everything. It's a little bit hazy over here. Alright, well, I'll give you guys some cinematic views to enjoy, but I'll see you guys on descent. So we're gonna go ahead and just intercept here just a little bit, just because we are descending a little bit slower than I thought. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit of speed brakes on here. We are actually behind on descent here. We should get 8,000 and above here, but we need to descend 4,200 and below by the time we hit Gesti, the Gesti waypoint. So we need to just descend a little bit farther, a little bit faster here. We'll go and turn on our landing lights now, since we're about to hit below 10,000. There we go. Slow down to 230 knots. A little bit more speed brakes. Once we start putting up our vertical speed, we'll be able to slow down in time. But as for now, we need to catch up on our path here because we are actually behind. We should probably just get this to 190, so we're just ready to set our speed here. Still descending a little bit, still a little bit behind path, but we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and set this to 2500. Alright, and we are back on path. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, don't worry. I see the airport over there, I believe. Yeah. We'll make it. We'll make it. So we can go ahead and start slowing down our descent now. Since we have caught up, we are caught up. And you can see here that our speed's actually going down now, finally. Oh, we need a
Traffic.
T-gas is alarming us. We should have been 4,000 and above here.
Monitor vertical speed.
It's below us. I think we're fine. Oh my. I don't know where that aircraft is. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and just descend down here to 3200. I believe I forgot to put my flight recorder on so we can give you guys some nice replays. And I'll go ahead and just start recording here. Okay, we are slowing down now. We can go ahead and turn off our speed brakes. Let's go ahead and arm it. And we can just go ahead and click approach here. And we can basically start slowing down. Start setting flaps so we can add some drag. Let's go ahead and set this baby down to 3200. Oh, our glide slope path's already there, so we could honestly just follow that glide slope. Let's go ahead and just turn off our vertical speed here and just rely a little bit on our glide slope here. We'll slow down to 160 now. Add more flaps so we can get more drag in. And we'll go ahead and put our gear down as soon as we hit our glide slope. So we can add more drag. Alright. Go run altitude is, I believe, I'll climb to 1900. And then it says right here to head. I'm distracted a bit here. I believe our reference is at 134. Go around altitude, turn left. I think heading will be 306. Wait. Yeah, it says hold at 306. So. Oh, I was not. Cool. Alright, approach checklist. Altimeter set, landing, and just start to continuous. Go ahead and just turn our wheels as well. We're going to turn on our runway turn off lights. Speed brake arm, landing gear down, flaps all greens. Yep. We're gonna go and set full flaps. And we are ready to land. Alright. Let's get us a couple wing views here just to enjoy the scenery a bit. I'm gonna give you guys some replays anyways, so let's go ahead and focus on the landing here. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch the charts into the airport. As soon as we land, we're gonna go ahead and turn right into Terminal B, and we're gonna be parking there. So yeah, everything is set. Just make sure not forget anything here. Yeah, look at the scenery. Cool. We are good to land. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take over here once we hit about 1,000 feet. We'll go ahead and turn off the auto throttles now. And we'll go ahead and take over now. And we have the plane. Let us land this thing. Got a little bit of headwind straight on, but it's only 8 knots, not too bad. We shouldn't have an excuse not to butter this landing.
Traffic. Traffic.
Well, you better get off the runway. Don't hit me with that glide slope warning, I swear. Jeez, I'm focused too much on something else here.
Light slope.
There it is.
Light slope. Light slope.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. Touchdown. Reversers. Speed brakes up. Reverses off. Manual braking. Let's go ahead and turn right here into H. Taxiway H. Can now turn off our speed brakes and flaps up. Alright, taxi light, landing lights can now come off. Taxi lights come on. We can now go ahead and turn off our ignitions, and we're gonna go ahead and turn on our APUs now. Cool. And let me just stop the flight recorder here, and we can now go ahead and taxi into the gate. Stop the timer. Runway to runway, 56 minutes. And we can just go ahead and straight park into Terminal B right there, which is straight ahead. Look left, look right. We are clear. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Although on the landing, I wasn't focused too much on the plane. I was legit looking at the scenery, which is why There was a lot of bad turns here and there, but yeah, I mean, we still landed. That's what matters. We're gonna be looking at the flight report here as well as soon as we stop. Okay, let's start slowing down here. Let's turn off our taxi lights. Cool. Let us stop the timer. Parking brakes. Switch to APUs. And we can go ahead and turn off the engines. And let's go ahead and get the jetwick connected. Set it. And I believe we can request the jetway. Alright, and we can go ahead and just request a GPU. And let's go ahead and shut down. We'll keep that on. Do not turn off fasten seatbelts. Chimes can come off. Fuel pumps can now come off. APU can now come back off. Yaw dampers off. IRS can go back to off. Alright, and we can now turn off window heats. Turn off packs. Isolation valve open. APU leak can now come off. Hydraulic pumps off. And boom. Good and good. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some nice replays. Thank you guys for watching.